Hey, today I want to get into what makes Beet actually interesting, so it's the build pipeline and the way plugins work. So to demonstrate everything, I have a very simple setup. Here I have a vendor folder that contains two data pack libraries that you can pretend I got from somewhere on the internet. And each library contains a ticking function, so it's a function that's associated with the Minecraft colon tick tag. And here in the src folder, this is the data pack I'm currently working on. And it also contains a ticking function, as you can see. So yeah, this is our ticking function. So my beat.json is really simple. It simply combines the first library with the second one and my src folder, and it puts the bundled data pack inside of the build directory. So we can try to run the project like this, and as you can see, we get a data pack that combines all of the three libraries. So this is the Minecraft tick.json. You can see all of these were merged together. And then inside of the namespaces, we find our source function, and then all of the functions defined in each of the libraries. Right here. Okay, so let's get started with plugin stuff. I'm going to create a new Python module. So this is where I'm going to write all of my plugins, but you can organize yourself however you want. And a Beet plugin is essentially a Python function that takes the build context as arguments. So here I'm using Python type annotations, but it's really not required. You can completely leave out this part of the function and it's going to work just fine. Now let's see what this does. I'm going to use the watch command, and now you can see nothing happens, but this is because we need to use our plugin inside of our pipeline. So we just need to define the pipeline inside of the beat.json and simply specify the plugin that we want to use. So as you can see, when Beet calls your plugins, this is what the context looks like. But let's do something a bit more interesting and print out every single function inside of the data pack. So this is the result, and as you can see inside of Beet plugins, we can introspect any part of the data pack or the resource pack. You can also use plugins to make modifications. I'm going to transform this so that it prepends the name of the function to every single function file. I'm also going to rename the plugin. Let's run it, and now if we take a look at the output, we can see that every single function file was prefixed with the name of the function. Okay, I'm going to give you another example. It's a bit silly, but it's going to help me show you a few other things. So right here, this plugin is going to go over every single function and is going to repeat every single line twice. So we go over every single line and then we append it 2 times to the new lines, and then we assign the new lines to the lines of the function. If we run this and we add it to the pipeline, like this, you're going to see that now every single line is repeated twice. It's interesting to note that the order in which you apply the plugins matters. So right now we're adding the header and then duplicating every single line. But if we did the same thing in reverse, this is what it would look like. The repeat twice plugin first duplicates every single line, and then the function headers plugin works on the result of the previous plugin, so the header is not duplicated. So this is pretty powerful, but now let's pretend that I didn't write these plugins myself and instead I installed them from the Python package index. And I only want to apply the repeat twice plugin to the src folder. I don't want my libraries to be affected by the plugin. And this is where sub-pipelines come into play. Sub-pipelines make it possible to run multiple builds in isolation. Let me show you how it works. Instead of loading my data pack libraries right here, I'm going to load them inside of a sub-pipeline. So this is what a subpipeline looks like. It's exactly the same configuration structure as the beet.json file, but anything that you do inside of this pipeline will not leak outside of the pipeline. So because I want to isolate my src folder from the libraries, I'm going to load it inside of a subpipeline as well, like this. So right now nothing really changed, we still have the duplicated lines inside of the libraries. But now, because I have a separate subpipeline, I can move the repeat twice plugin there. And now, as you can see, my hello.mc function is still affected by the plugin, but not the function inside of the libraries anymore. Hopefully you enjoyed this quick tutorial. If you have more questions about the context API, don't hesitate to ping me on Discord or open an issue in the project repository. And other than that, see you next time.